Hey guys, so this video is going to be about Ferguson and just a little bit of my thoughts on the matter and what I think as a Christian my response should be biblically to this issue. First of all, I just want to say that I know I can't understand all facets of this one specific issue in Ferguson. For example, I don't live there. I don't really know what happened. I can read the secondary sources from the news or people who have talked to this person or that person, but I don't have a full picture of what happened. I don't think I'll ever know, and I'm okay with that. My job is not to seek out the truth or proclaim what my version of truth is from my pulpit. My job is to love others, listen, and pray for them. That's what I believe that my specific job is. And that's what I believe most Christians' job is if they don't live in or around Ferguson, if they're not in the situation or intimately acquainted with the situation, as in family members or friends or things like that. I hate it when one big giant news story happens, like Ferguson or the Twin Towers or something like that, and suddenly every single person has an opinion on it, and their opinion is right, and you better believe it, or else you're racist or homophobic or not compassionate enough. I mean, we can think about it all we want and try to think about it from this angle and that angle, and I'm still not going to know what happened. I'm still not going to know what both of those men were thinking, the evil intents or lack thereof in their hearts. The evidence, I don't even know if I'm receiving the right kind of evidence because it's been filtered through so many channels and we only get this or that released by this person or that person or a source it just drives me nuts. Now, one thing I do know, and I know this very well, is that racism is alive in America. And for those of you that say that people of color are just overreacting, think about it this way. I, as a woman, have experienced sexism and sexual harassment because I'm a woman, because people treat me just like a woman instead of a person. And this causes me to overreact in situations where people are treating me fairly because I'm afraid of sexual harassment or that people are going to belittle me because I am a woman. And I believe people of color experience the same kind of shock to their world, as in they have to look out for themselves. They have to be safe. Just like when my husband was a little weirded out and confused when I wanted to hurry to the car at a dark parking lot. And he was like, well, we're fine. I can get us to the car safely. Because there was a bunch of people milling around in the parking lot at Walmart. It was like 11:30 at night. We were parked way back in the back. And I felt uncomfortable. I felt a little bit scared. I wanted to hurry and get in the car because I felt scared. And as a woman, I have been catcalled in parking lots and stuff before. And yes, I know my husband was with me, but he didn't understand that fear because he's not a woman. He's never been treated like that. In the same way, I can't understand people of color's fear over being treated by the color of their skin because I don't have that skin tone. I wasn't born that way. So they're not overreacting. They are trying to keep themselves safe. And doing that, sometimes you have to overreact because you don't know the situation. You just know that there are people out there that can hurt you, and you don't know who they are. So I believe, as a Christian, it's my response to love them. Love everyone who's regarded in this. Pray for them. Pray for truth to come out. Pray for healing of their hearts. Pray that this tragedy, this awful thing that's happened, will bring them closer to Jesus. Even though I know racism is alive in America, even though I know that sexism for females and sexual harassment and being treated just like a sex object for males, which has happened to me on many occasions, even though I know that's alive, it still shocks me every time because I expect people to be reasonable. I expect them in their hearts to say, I want truth. I would like to treat people like people because they're people, not to think that they're different because of the color of their skin or because they happen to be female or because of anything. People are people. I expect people to know that, and when people react differently or think that someone's lesser because of the color of their skin or think that someone deserves something just because one person is female, so the male deserves something because of that, it just shocks me. It's just like, what world have you been living in? Who taught you this stuff? And it scares me. It scares me, honestly, because I don't, as a person, know how to help in this situation. Yes, I can pray. Yes, I can love the people that are affected by this, and I do. But I don't know personally how to help. For example, when women get sexually assaulted, as I have been, or groped, or something by a man, how do you help that kind of worldview? I can't talk to those men. I have to get away from them. They won't listen to reason from me. So I don't know how people of color can change the minds of white people or other races who look down on them. It's ridiculous, and it's stupid, and it's wrong for anyone to think that. But people's minds are so indoctrinated with this stuff sometimes, or they're so deluded. Just like there was in a time when I was at the Virginia Tech game, and I was sitting next to my husband, and a man groped me several times. And there's no way I could have made him see what he was doing was wrong. I mean, he was drunk. And to converse with him would have put myself into more danger, into more harm. And I was even sitting right next to my husband when this happened. So people of color who feel threatened, who feel like they are being targeted by the color of their skin, it doesn't matter if they were or not, they feel this way, just like sometimes I feel that way and I am being targeted because I'm female. And sometimes I feel that way and I'm not. It's just because I have been before. And so I'm hyper aware that it could easily happen again. And I have to watch every situation. I think the only way to do it is to raise our kids right and to teach them. But I know as a Christian, you have to bring God into it. And a lot of people in the United States, their heart is hardened to God. They don't want anything to do with him. They don't even believe he exists. So I'd love to know what you guys think. Please don't take my words as me trying to start an argument or anything. As I said before, I don't know what happened in Ferguson. I do think there should be a trial to find out what happened. I don't really understand why they ruled not to do a trial. I don't know. I'm not there. I didn't see the evidence that was presented to them. I don't know their own bias in those men and women's hearts. I don't even know if they were men and women. I don't even know if they were all men or all women or all... I don't even know. I just think it's my job as a Christian not to generalize, not to stand on my pulpit and preach what I think is right and correct, and that there is evil in the world, and that evil can happen, and that yes, a man can be killed from the color of his skin. It does happen. It has happened. And as much as I hate it and I wish it would never happen, I know that as long as there's evil in this world and that men are searching after their own desires and their own heart and forsaking God, this and worse things are going to happen. So yeah, I just thought I'd make a video today, and because I'm hurting, and because I know others are hurting out there, and I'm tired of hearing one truth preached over the other truth, over and over and over and over again.